What up, what up? Reporting live from the Dogon. It's the homie Mac, music, art, culture, knowledge. Here with a very special human being, Djay Cas. Introduce yourself, homie.
I appreciate it. So, my name is Djay Cas. Most people know me from producing Keys to the City for Nipsey Hussle, Valet for Jeezy. I worked with tons of artists out here in Atlanta, T.I., Gucci Mane, 2 Chainz. You know, I've been out here for a minute, and I mean, that's me in a nutshell.
Okay. So, you're a pretty big deal.
Nah.
But I must say, I think the best song, the best beat you've ever made is 23 Jump Street.
Oh, man, I like that one. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
23 Jump Street. I think, you know, the way the drums hit, the vocals.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Who was the vocalist on that one?
This guy named Mac Warbucks. I don't know if you know him.
Man, I remember him. Yeah. He was good. Yeah. I gotta get back working with him again. I gotta get in touch with him. I might see if he's still in the city. I think he might have moved on.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But okay, so I think the thing that I've admired about your production style is you can't be put in a box. Like, I think sonically, you're very diverse. It's like I told Jack. I said, shout out to Jack Brown, Black Hole Studios.
Yes, sir.
I told Jack, Cas has expanded my ear. Like, I don't listen to music the same way no more. Like, you know, sometimes I'm an 80s baby, grew up on 90s hip hop. Illmatic is the greatest album of all time to me. Anyway, be quiet. But yeah, and I realized, like, I can't stay in that palette. You know, like, things evolve, things shift, change, and you can't necessarily be stuck in a pocket that makes you comfortable.
Right.
Because you're not going to grow as an artist.
Right. So,
artistically, I played different beats that you've made for people, and they're like, damn, that's the same guy? Like, yeah. So, yeah, I appreciate that. You not only helped me grow as an artist, you helped me grow as a person.
Man, I appreciate it. Likewise, though. You know, I'm talking to someone who was called in to one of the biggest universities in the country just to share his thoughts. You know,
wow.
I'm speaking to someone that is changing people's lives on the daily just by, you know, speaking to them. So, wow. You know, it's 100%.
Who could that be? Not me.
No, it's definitely you, man. It's definitely you. But no, I'm not setting out to do anything, you know, purposely. Like, okay, I gotta make sure this beat sounds different. I'm just influenced by a lot of shit. You know?
Okay.
So growing up, there was so many different inspirations from music. Like,
can you name it? Well, you about to
do it. So my mom and dad were huge on Motown and soul music.
Wow.
And that's where I get all of, like, the soulful influences, like Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell, The Temptations. My mom loved The Temptations.
Really?
Yes. She drove that movie, like, she watched the movie so much, The Temptations movie, that, like, I think the tape popped. You know? Like...
Wow.
Shout
out to Mom.
Yeah. Shout out to Mom. And, you know, then my sisters, I had 3 teenage sisters in the 90s.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Pop music was all throughout the home. Like, I'm talking New Kids on the Block, you know, NSYNC, Justin Timberlake, all that shit.
Right.
And then, so by the time he started working with, like, Timberland and getting, like, these more, you know, hip-hop style beats and crossing over to the rap shit, you know, you got so many different cultures blending and fusing in one household. There were 7 people in one house.
Wow.
You know, so then you got my brother who put me on to, like, real street rap shit. Like, I'm talking Pastor Troy shit.
Man, be quiet. You didn't listen to Pastor Troy.
I'm telling you.
You didn't listen to Pastor Troy.
I'm telling you. So,
ain't no more play in GA. No, go ahead.
So, you know, just that melting pot of different types of music, and it pushes your sound, you know? So there's a lot of shit that I appreciate that if I didn't have my siblings, if I didn't have my mom and dad playing this music, then I wouldn't have understood it. It would have never meant anything to me.
Wow.
You know, you could take a kid right now and play him some Marvin Gaye, and they'll be like, okay. You know, they didn't grow up on it, so it doesn't mean anything to them.
Right.
You know, they have their artists that they look up to, and that's what's influencing them. But those were the people that I looked up to. Like when I started to make music, I wanted to make shit as good as what Marvin Gaye was doing.
Really?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What was the raw material? What was the equipment that you started with?
Oh man. The first thing I started with was this little drum machine.
Okay.
And it literally only programmed drums. There were like some weird sounds in there that if you pushed it, it could be like a bass note, but it wasn't meant to. It was literally just meant to make drums.
Wow.
And I figured that out. And then I jumped from like that to turntables. And so
Really?
now, yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm blending like whatever's on the turntable. I might take like an old Nas record and I'm spinning that, but then I'm adding some drums to it, and just trying to remix and blend. And I fell in love with like blend tapes from DJs where they would take new songs and old songs and mash them up together.
Yeah.
And that's really what sparked it, because
Wow.
I wanted to make something. I couldn't stop making music in my head, so I had to try it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, because I feel like you're basically saying, like you said, you referenced it as your household being a melting pot.
Yeah.
So sonically, you're hearing all these different genres.
Exactly.
And it wasn't enough just to hear it. You had to create it.
Right.
And I think
Right.
that's hella dope, But yeah. I mean, you're all right.
That's really where rap music and hip hop started. Like, they took what they had, and they took some music that they, some shit that resonated with them, and they blended it together in a new way. Like,
Right.
that's how, like, you got the Wu-Tang sticker on the wall, the poster. That's how the RZA, he got his shit off. He found records that, he loved, and then he put his own twist on them.
Right.
Because he wanted them to sound this way.
Right.
So that's kind of, I'm nowhere near the RZA, but, it's the same idea.
Sure?
No.
Yeah, I'll do.
No.
I mean,
So,
I mean, I saw you literally took, and I'll never let the world hear this, but you literally took a line that I said, El Dorado, Monte Carlo. You don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And you looped it. And I thought that shit was dope as fuck.
Yeah. But that's just producing. That's just hearing something that you think would be dope and trying the shit out.
Gotcha.
There are kids in every city in the world, not even just in America, in all these different countries, just trying shit out. And maybe it's dope, maybe it's great, maybe it sucks. But it's just trying.
I gotta ask you a tough question. I feel like you're basically speaking to the artistry.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though maybe the business side strangles the artistry?
1000%.
And how so?
In every single way. So you've got people who just want to make good shit, and then money comes in and fucks it all up. Because once you realize that you can make a living off of it, then it's not just having fun no more. What I just said a couple seconds ago, it's just kids trying shit out to see if it sounds good.
Right.
But then when you realize you have to sound good for a living,
damn.
Now it's like, okay, I gotta figure this out a different way. It's not just having fun anymore.
Right.
And then you have people that come in and they wave a check in your face and they say, hey, if you could do that 10 more times, we'll give you enough money for you to live on. And then you say, all right, I could be doing something that I want to do, or I could do what they're paying me to do. And that's a sacrifice that we all go through. Are you going to make this record more commercial? Are you going to make it more true to what you want it to do? And some people just love commercial records.
Right.
Some people just love popular shit. And even then, you have to worry about, okay, I love the music I'm putting out, and it just so happens to be catchy and it works for popular music. But now I got to worry about what business tactics come into play. Like, I got to worry about shady dealings with management, with A&Rs, with a record label. Money really taints everything. And I believe that goes for every business in the world,
Even education.
Everything.
Yeah.
Every single thing. Money comes into play and people start to think about, how am I going to live? How am I going to feed my kids?
Right.
And then it turns into, it's me versus them. And it's not so much let's heal the world. It's more, I gotta
eat.
I gotta eat. And
Wow.
when you put someone in a corner like that to where either they're gonna screw you over or they're gonna eat, they're always gonna eat. You know.
Capitalism is a bitch.
Yeah, pardon me. I said that wrong. Either they can not screw you over or they can eat, and they're always gonna eat. You know, they're always like, no matter what, they don't. They might not even want to do wrong, but they just know that this is their livelihood. This is how they pay their bills.
Survival. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So I should have probably started off the podcast by saying this. This is my. I'm calling this "Listen to the Beats," being the producer series. So you are the inaugural person of Listen to the Beats.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's only right. This has to be the genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even I how do I say it? I feel like you're a hip hop purist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hip hop purist, but you have challenged me to step beyond what made me comfortable.
Of course.
Like I think mentioned earlier, like things are perpetually changing and shifting. But I remember one time I was in Budapest. And they were playing Illmatic. This was maybe 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing Illmatic like it came out yesterday.
Yeah. I'm
just riding on the train, and I hear New York State of Mind, and then I think a day later I heard Life's a Bitch with Nas and AZ, and I'm sitting here thinking like I heard this when I was 11.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, what I'm saying is I'm not sure if America appreciates artistry. I feel like people in other nations, other countries, they savor it, and it becomes like a timestamp.
Yeah.
But over here, it's like, okay, what's next? Right. Okay, that was good, but what's next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we are the biggest capitalist country in the world. So when it comes to churning shit out to make more money, this is where you come for that. So it doesn't matter how beautiful your art is. If we can make a few dollars off of it, and then after that it's worthless to us, we've already heard it. You know, what can we do with it? But then overseas, like, you know, especially 10 years ago when things weren't, you know, as easily accessible. You know, so now I fought so hard to find this Nas album, and the guy is from the mecca of fucking hip hop. So I'm gonna listen to hip hop. I'm gonna listen to a guy that's representing where it was all birthed at. I'm gonna cherish that shit because there's no way I'm gonna know what a New York State of Mind is unless I hear it directly from him.
Wow.
And then you got people over here that say, "Oh, that's just Nas," you know, whatever. You know, it's just another old Nas record. Like, you know, it is what it is. It wasn't so great. It was okay. But then when you go over there, they cherish it because it took them so long to even get it. By the time it trickled down to them, you know, they fought so hard for it.
Just to have access.
Meanwhile, Nas put out albums 2 years in a row over here.
Right.
You know, and
so we're spoiled.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
We're spoiled and we're capitalists, you know, and we don't appreciate people until they're gone, until we know that they can't make something. And then look at what happened with Virgil. Virgil just passed, and the first thing everyone did was started reselling their shoes.
R.I.P. Virgil. Yeah.
Definitely.
No, you're right. Because I'm in I'm a Nike head. I'm a sneaker head, and I'm in a lot of sneaker groups online. And when he died, I'm seeing people post, I got off-white hoodies for sale.
Right.
I got off-white Jordan 2s for sale. Like, it was just like, damn, like, like he just died. Like,
instantly. Because the first thing they thought is, oh, I can make a quick dollar off of this.
Yes.
You know? And it's not so much about, damn, this might be the last thing that he created. Like, this isn't, man, I wonder what he was thinking of when he made this. You know? And he's influenced, if he hasn't influenced you directly, he's influenced someone that has influenced you.
Definitely.
You know? So, to just throw the shit away like that, that's really just a symptom of American society. That's just who we are.
Right.
You know? And we're all a victim of it. We all do it in some degree, some way. You know? It's just, that's how we roll as Americans.
I guess I feel like it doesn't have to be that way.
I wish it wasn't.
But I understand that's just the nature of the beast. Um, I think it's really interesting. I'm seeing more and more people are having in America as well. Not just more so in America. I'm starting to see where people have a more of a bias or a desire, not necessarily a bias, more so like a desire to see nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing people wearing, even like kids in high school wearing Wu-Tang shirts.
Right.
Or probably couldn't name you one member of Wu-Tang.
Right.
In most instances.
It just feels good.
Yeah, and I've heard some people say like basically we're living in a time now where things are moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah,
and people want like it makes since things are moving so fast now people want like nostalgia because it reminds them of like a simpler time.
Yeah.
You know.
And you might be nostalgic for something that happened just 7 or 8 years ago.
Right.
Not even a full decade, because it feels like, damn, I wish I could go back.
Right.
Because so much shit has changed in that 7, 8 years. Whereas, like, from, with technology and everything, like, there are apps right now that are dominating. That didn't exist 2, 3 years ago.
And I gotta interject. Nipsey, R.I.P. Nipsey. There was an interview where he said, like, the corporate model is gonna have to change.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many people that are in there, little boys, little girls, whoever, not even just little boys, little girls, but just creatives that are random, that are creating things that are literally going to change the game like that.
It's happening now.
Yeah. What is it, Silicon Valley? Like Silicon Valley, when I visited Stanford University and I guess the Harvard of the West Coast, and when I was out there, I'm seeing like kids